Hi, it's Dan, the real estate guy, coming to you from the home office with one of my favorite type videos, and that is the closeout video, meaning close another transaction, sitting here with the check. I want you to picture your name on the check versus mine. This check is it's a smaller transaction. Remember, I do all types of transactions, and I let you know that even when things go wrong, I'm going to report them to you. I think a lot of trainers won't do that, all right? But I think it's good to keep it real. It's still a great business. This transaction didn't go so well, and I'm going to go over some of the bumps that we hit and some of the hurdles that we had to jump over. But the check is still for $27,527.76, and it's not all profit. Very important. I think a lot of other trainers would tell you, here's my check from escrow, it's all profit, or they would insinuate that it's all profit. Of the $27,000, I just figured it out, only $13,000 of this is profit. But it still represents a margin of 10% in 115 days, and it represents a return, an ROI, return on investment, of 11% in 115 days. Therefore, if you turn that same money over 3 times in 1 year, and they all went as bad as this one went, I would be at 33% return on that money. It's hard to get that kind of return in today's investment environment. So I wanted to go over this one with you because it went really kind of smoothly, but there were a couple of surprises and a couple of problems. If you've watched the industry problems area, you'll understand these problems. One of them was the appraisal. Even though the appraisers were looking at the same numbers I looked at, you know, when I bought this, I see the notes. Bought this 115 days ago, paid $98,000 for it. I have notes here that say that I believe I can retail this property for $139,900 based on my comparable sales. Remember the comps that are in here. If you watch the video on comps, you'll see that the date of these comps, bottom right hand corner, the date of these comps is the same as the day that I purchased it. I ran my 1/4 mile all, remember that? 1/4 mile radius, everything that sold, looking for like type. I then run, in this area, it's a rural area, so 1 mile didn't show enough. I still ran 1 mile looking for like type closings, right? Closings are where really is the indication of what consumers will pay with their dollars. Not asking prices, certainly not short sales, not even pending sales. What you're looking for is sold and closed. And you're looking for the most like type that you can to yours. Lot size similar, age of the property similar, bedrooms, bathrooms, year that it was built, all that should be similar. After really going over this, I see on that day, I really crunched some numbers and I thought, you know, 135 to 141, 135,000 to 141,000. I said, all right, let's go for 139.9. All right? I put this property on the market for $139.9. I got a couple of offers in the first 2 weeks. I think I even had one deal fall apart. But I ended up firming it up around $139, and then I ran into the industry problem, the appraiser, right? FHA, they required 2 appraisals because I didn't own it long enough, right? Look back at the industry problems, the 90-day rule. They wanted to have 2 appraisals, so we just cross our fingers, and the first appraiser goes out there. Remember, my contract was $139. The first guy goes out and he appraises it. Actually, I should back up. My list price was $139.9. The contract price was $142, but there was a credit back. Remember, in FHA, a buyer will often ask for a small credit back, a 2.5%, a 3%. Effectively, they looked at my price of $139.9 and thought it was fair. They added on to that and said, we'll offer you $142, it might have even been $142 and some change, but we want you to credit something back. They're effectively offering me my full price. So I think, well, I really think the comps say $139 all day long. I'll take the $142 offer and hope that it appraises. First appraisal comes in at $145. Good. I know the battle's not over, because you have to go with 2 appraisals and you're stuck with the lowest one. And if the deal falls apart, you're stuck with it for 6 months. If another FHA buyer comes along, going to be stuck with them, right, at the lower appraisal. So, first one comes in a little bit high, 145. I'm thinking that's a good thing, but it's only good if that's the lowest one, right? Second appraiser, think about it. Second appraiser, FHA appraisal, looking at the same information I looked at, which screams 140 all day long, right? Screams it. Looking at the same information that the other appraiser looked at, he came in at 145. All right? This guy comes in at 136. It's like I said, I don't mind saying it. I call it like it is. In my opinion, it's unprofessional. It is unprofessional. You know, appraisers are a problem right now. They know they're a problem, all right? They're not helping anybody. They're not doing anything good, all right? These comps scream 140 and he comes in at 136. I'm stuck. I either have to kill that deal, go back on the market, and hope that I get a conventional or a cash offer and I don't have to go FHA. But in this price range, in this area, I believe that most sales are going to be FHA. So one of my options is to lower the price to 136 and close. Remember, I'm still stuck giving them a credit. They need the credit to get it closed. So that's what I did. That's another reason why I do some volume, right? If you have 15 or 16 or 17 or 20 of these going, this is going to happen on some of them. And you can just shake it off, lower your price, close, and move on. You know? There's going to be a few properties where I'll take a stance and I'll just keep selling it until I get an appraisal with a brain that will come in where he needs to come in, and perhaps not FHA. You know, I will do that. Or I get a buyer that's willing to pay over the low appraisal. In other words, buyers know, and they've heard about the appraisal problem. I have one that we're stuck with a low appraisal. It falls out of escrow. Somebody offers me way more money for the property, but I can't, and it's FHA. So they're willing to pay. They said, well, we can scrape together $5,000 and pay you $5,000 over that FHA appraisal. See, even consumers know that some of these appraisals are artificially holding a market down. They would be glad to pay 5 or 10 grand more than these guys will bring it in for. Right? They know that. They know that these guys will look at the comps in some cases and just come in low. Just ignore them. Just ignore the comps. And that's what they're doing. But that's on the industry problems video. You can go look at it there. I don't want to rant and rave about these guys too long. Back to this one. Good transaction. Everything went as planned. The work came out to a little higher than I expected. Right? We found some dry rot in the back around the windows, and we made it right. We went ahead and took it all out, cleared it, made it sharp. Probably an extra $4,000 or $5,000 in work. What, 136 to 142 on the contract, difference in value there, and that's why we only made 13,000 bucks. You know, appraisal cost me what, $6,000. So if that wasn't there, instead of 13, we would have been at 19. 19,000 would have pushed that yield quite a bit. It would have pushed it up there pretty good. You know, I only paid 98,000. If I made 20 grand on 98, you're looking at better than 20%. All right, not so bad. So overall, I'm pretty happy with the transaction. I'm happy with the homework we did. Probably could have taken a little closer look at the back of the house. Probably could have noticed some of that dry rot and budgeted for it ahead of time. Would I have still purchased it? Probably. Probably. I was trying to push the volume up a little bit. I didn't mind if I did a few that made less money. The last one I purchased is going to make quite a bit, probably twice this one, maybe even 3 times. So it all averages out. If you're just going to be patient and do 4 deals a year, you can just be patient and not do the thinner ones. Also, you wouldn't want to do a thinner one if you weren't super confident in the numbers like I was. I was absolutely confident in the 139, all right? If I wasn't sure, if I thought, oh, what if it drops to 129, if I have to drop it to 129, that would have been sad. I would have made about 3,000 bucks, right? That wouldn't have been good. But if I'm confident in the numbers, I'm confident in the product, I know I can deliver the best product at the best price, and this absolutely was. This house came out really nice, really sharp, really cute, older home, big lot, had a 1/4 acre, and someone was able to buy that for $136,000 with a little help from the appraiser, right? They were willing to pay $142 with the credit back, you know. That's good information for me. If I get another one out there, I'll be watching out for the low appraisal, but I know what they're worth, I know what consumers will pay, and I'll be glad to do another one in the same area. And some people don't like the area. They might not do it. So that's good news for me. Alrighty, so that's another transaction video. This particular house, Rafael, is the street, may not have the first look video and the purchase day video. It might have been just before we started that part of the program. You know, I mentioned before, using the transaction area, you're probably going to see a purchase day video, a first look video where I see it for the first time, you see it with me, if I used a technique that required me to buy it without seeing the inside. I did see this one inside. But you would get a first look video, you would get a video perhaps even when we get the offers. This one, you know, I just waited till it was all over. Picked up the check yesterday from the title company and wanted to just let you know about it today. Remember, the whole idea of the transaction area of our membership is to let you continuously experience transactions. You gain something from every one of these. All right, you can gain something from every one of these. Do lots and lots of these things. Review and look at these transactions. Use the core training to learn the techniques and strategies. Use the transaction area to experience transactions without risking your money or risking your investors' money. All right? Practice values. Keep comping properties. Become an expert at values. Remember, that's the key to this program, is become an expert at valuing properties. Know what a consumer will pay. I was quite certain on this one, and other people passed. All right? So that's it for Rafael. We'll see you on the next video.